Hello everybody, I hope this video finds you well. Today I want to talk about something that I've noticed, and nobody else seems to have noticed things, but I tend to notice a lot of stuff that people don't. I made a video, nobody's noticing all these drone landing ports are going up all over China. You'd think that some of the anti-China cabal would start talking about surveillance and stuff. No, they're totally unaware of anything. All they know is whatever script they get out of their feeble little minds. They don't have imagination. But I'm going to talk about something else. I saw a video yesterday, and you'll get a chance to watch it in about 6 months maybe. I put it in one of my MM posts, and it's about the discoveries that's being made on the moon. You all probably are unaware that China's got robots on the dark side of the moon, and they've been busy doing all kinds of cool stuff. Don't hear too much about them unless you're really a space enthusiast. And they're making all kinds of discoveries. And in the video, they keep on saying the moon is a lot stranger because the stuff that China is discovering is completely different than the stuff that NASA discovered when it was on the moon. And it's saying this is too peculiar. Planets shouldn't behave this way. They're generally homogeneous. So why is what China's coming up with so different than what NASA came up with? Well, guys, the argument that it's a big lie. NASA did launch men into space, but they never landed on the moon. That argument can go, the domain commander answered it. I forget what he had to say about it. So I'm not going to say either way at this point in time. My personal belief is, of course, like I just said, yeah, we went up into space, but there wasn't really the kind of landings that everybody thinks it was. And this is backed up by those sample rocks that they had that ended up being actual dinosaur fossils from the Earth, and pictures and stuff that, you know, all these kinds of things just don't add up. That's enough. I'm not going to dwell too much about this. The point is that China is making discoveries. They've found totally new types of minerals and materials and rocks never seen on Earth. That's pretty amazing, seeing that NASA went to the moon 3 times and found nothing like that. But here comes China, and its first go-ahead landing there and finds it. Odd, don't you think? As well as other things, such as the composition. So, soil samples. You take a soil sample, and you do a composition study of its materials, the material composition of the soil samples. And of the 3 locations that NASA had, they were all homogeneous, and they all looked like a sample of what you would find on soil on Earth. So everybody said, well, the moon came from the Earth. China took 1 sample, then 2 samples, as this rover's driving all over the place, another sample, and these samples are also rather homogeneous, but they don't look anything like what NASA found. They look like a totally different planet altogether. Putting these things together, it seems very damning that whatever NASA was doing was a lie, and it has created a panoply of domino effect, a domino effect. One lie causes another lie, causes another lie, causes another lie. It looks like China's not calling them out directly, but it's pretty obvious because the elemental data is so straightforward. It's pretty amazing stuff. Sorry, guys. I need my morning coffee. Well, that's not the only thing, guys. That's not the only thing. It seems that the United States is a nation built up on lies upon lies upon lies upon lies. For instance, Americans are taught that the United States won World War II. Actually, if you look at the battles and everything, it did no such thing. The United States did not win World War II. It came into World War II towards the end of the conflict and was just basically picking up the pieces after the rest of the nations are all completely wiped out. A lie upon a lie upon a lie. It's all propaganda's lie. But let's go a little further here. What I want to concentrate right now is that China, unless you've been living under a rock or in a bubble of propaganda, is really the preeminent nation in the world right now. China is. It's just got its shit together, and it's flexing its muscles right now. And as it flexes the muscles, the lies that the United States has been built on starts falling apart. There was a UN study, a formal UN study about the origins of coronavirus. And the United States did everything to badmouth the study and, this anti-stuff. And then when the results came out, you're not seeing it anywhere. And the thing is that the UN study said it's 99.99% chance that COVID originated from a lab inside the United States, and that it was funded by the United States, and they have the grant money and the people and everything on who designed it and who made it and everything. And there's a number of videos that went out there. Mr. Sachs came out and spoke about this, as well as some other people. These truths are coming on out, just how evil and corrupt the United States is. And I shouldn't be telling you guys anything you don't know. But I'm not talking about coronavirus right now. I'm not talking about the moon hoax right now. I'm not talking about, because both of those, of course, were considered tinfoil hat theories, conspiracy theories. Well, that's old MM here. We got conspiracy theories coming out the kazoo, huh? Listen. Did you know that Amelia Earhart's plane has actually been found? I mean, it's been found. Not they think they might have found it. Nope, they found it. This is something that happened within 10 months, last 10 months. I have a video of it. You'll see it in another 6 months or so. It's on one of the MM stuff in the queue somewhere. And they actually found Amelia Earhart's plane. And I won't go into the details of it, but it just turns out that it was detected through technology that the PLAN was working with on a research. Okay, the PLAN is the Navy, the Chinese Navy. And they have all kinds of sophisticated techniques and things. And one of their development projects was these underwater sensing efforts. And they've been working with a number of research platforms, just on the West, whatever, just research platforms. And one of those research platforms found this plane wreckage. Okay? They found the plane. Chinese Navy, Chinese technology in the Pacific. Why haven't you heard about this? Because it's Chinese technology discovering things that are shredding long-held belief that's West. Okay, well, you could say, well, maybe it's just a coincidence. A lot of coincidences. Let's consider the Gaza plateau, where there's these underground forms underneath the Great Pyramid. It was done by an archaeological team, right? And they found this, right? At the same time when China's Air Force was there, flying over the pyramids with their sensing equipment. That's also a detail that's omitted by a lot of people who are going, ooh, ah, about the discovery and not paying attention to how it was made. So we're all under the impression that archaeologists and anthropologists just took old technology that's been used for the last couple of decades and just redirected it and focused it underneath the pyramids. No, that's not what happened. New technology developed by China and apparently obtained at the same time when the Chinese Air Force was flying around that area, found these structures. Another coincidence, right? So this mystery, Amelia Earhart's mystery, the mystery of the moon, the mystery of what's underneath the Great Pyramid, all these mysteries are becoming uncovered by the Chinese. Imagine that. Now, it's not being reported that way, so I don't want to get you guys to get too caught up in this. Well, CNN's not reporting on it, Fox News isn't reporting on it, even Chinese media is not reporting on that, because they don't report. They'll report puzzle pieces and only show you the puzzle pieces to give you a certain idea or impression. They don't put the puzzle pieces together, and that's what I'm doing here. The puzzle pieces aren't the absolute mystery per se. The puzzle pieces are a apparent trend that the presence of China, which has now become the global leader, is by its mere presence and power is tearing apart decades and centuries of lies that everybody has believed to be as truth. So I guess you can put that in your pipe and smoke it. There's going to be more and more of these long-held notions falling apart. The other day, I went to a museum in Zhuhai. Can't miss it. It's a big, massive building. It's not on any maps. Not on the Chinese maps or anything. It doesn't even have a marquee. You know, the name over the top doesn't even have that. It's a museum for local people. And it is a big, beautiful museum. And anybody can go in for free. Anybody can park there for free. And so we parked and went in there, okay? And visited it, and it was pretty nice, and maybe I'll show you a video too about the event sometime in the future. But the point here is that museums are for the people, and the people are enjoying these museums. They're not a for-profit mechanism that the United States government and oligarchs and everything use to extract money from you. It is something that people use for their own purposes. And so, therefore, these trends, as China grows, discoveries and mysteries are going to be unveiled. Social trends are going to be adopted, whether you like it or not. You can scream communism is bad, socialism is bad until you're hoarse, and obviously that's what's been going on for the longest time. But the fact is You have nothing to worry about, because as China grows, it fills the room. These mysteries are being answered, and the lies upon lies upon lies are becoming uncovered. So the sad thing is we all grew up with understandings that NASA went to the moon and NASA did this and NASA did that, when in reality everything is now suspect. And because it's suspect, China proceeds carefully and assumes that everything that they learned from the United States is a lie. And they're doing it their own way, following their own path, and as they do so, they're coming up with their own conclusions and their own discoveries, and they work. So it's not a matter of China being bigger, and they can put more engineers on it. It's because the entire United States is based upon pillars of lies, and you can only go so far on those pillars. China just starts from the scratch and then builds up from there. All right, so that's what I wanted to talk about. The strange coincidences. Chinese PLAN, Amelia Earhart's plane is found. Chinese space and the moon. New discoveries, totally unfound by NASA. Chinese Air Force is flying over the Great Pyramid. Oh, look, what's underneath the Great Pyramid? Coincidences? Maybe. Maybe they're just coincidences. But my point is this. As China gets bigger, and it is already the biggest, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. China's already the biggest. As it gets bigger and more expansive, everything that we know is going to be reassessed. And for some, it's going to be shocking. And for that, people, take care. Know that I believe in you. Be kind to dogs and cats. Try to do everything just a little bit better. Control your anger. I know it's a bit hard sometimes. Control your anger. And remember to be good. Do your affirmations, people. Good things are going to happen.